James Carter TV here for my NFL Week 6 picks and predictions. Last week I went 7-7, and I'm faced with a moral dilemma. Now, if you watched my last week's picks and predictions video, I said that, okay, fine. I'm going to play to everyone's game. I'm going to pick the favorites. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to play your guys' game, but you know what? I can't do it because my heart wanted to pick the New Orleans Saints to win on Thursday, and I didn't do it because I wanted to play the game, and the game screwed me. So you know what? I'm going to stick to what I believe. I'm going to listen to my heart. My head's going to be involved, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to stick to your guns and hope that sooner or later things will turn around for you, so that's what I'm going to implement. So, speaking about that Thursday night game, I was unable to make a video before that Thursday. These past 2 days have been hellacious for me, but I'm back now. And also on another programming note, the Q&A for this week is being postponed until next week. So we will once again have a Q&A, but it will be next week. No Q&A this week. Sorry about that. But with that said, let's get into these Week 6 picks and predictions. So yes, I had the Falcons winning. I thought it'd be close. I had them winning 27-23, but they went to New Orleans. New Orleans won. Good. Now New Orleans looks like, hey, we're going to win 5 games, which is nice. Maybe 6, maybe 7 at the most. So at least they're not horrible. At least they showed us that. But they're still not very good. And as for the Falcons, they were never going to go undefeated. I mean, talk of them going undefeated was absolutely preposterous and ridiculous, and that is now proven to be true at this juncture. So with all of this said, now let us get into the Week 6 picks and predictions. All right, let's start with the first game, the Sunday noon game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is a game where if Tyrod Taylor was starting for the Buffalo Bills, I'd pick the Buffalo Bills to win this football game. I think the Bengals, albeit they're 5-0, albeit they're probably going to be 13-3 on the season, they're going to have their fair share of losses. And the weather in Buffalo this weekend doesn't sound very good. The winter is definitely approaching, especially in Buffalo. I'm hearing 39 degrees. I'm hearing mixture of rain and snow. And Andy Dalton in these conditions has not been historically a very good quarterback. So I'd love to pick the Buffalo Bills to win this game if Tyrod Taylor was starting. He is not. It is E.J. Manuel, and I cannot trust E.J. Manuel to get a big win like this. I can't do it. Give me the Bengals handedly, all because of E.J. Manuel. All right, next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns. This was a game where I was starting to hesitate and think maybe the Browns can upset here, but now that I hear Joe Hayden is out, forget it. Because the Broncos, they don't have a very convincing offense. Their offense is ass. They can't run the ball. You know, Peyton Manning can't push the ball down the field, but the Cleveland Browns have a horrible run defense. So finally, you're going to get to see Ronnie Hillman and C.J. Anderson make some plays, open up this passing game a little bit, and with Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders going up against a Joe Hayden-less Browns defense, forget it. And the Browns, they won't be able to move the football against this NFL's best defense, the Denver Broncos defense. It is the NFL's best. Good luck to the Cleveland Browns. But hey, there's still a little bit of upsetability here. I'll admit that. All right, next game, we have the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. Now, I get it. I get why people want to pick the Lions. I almost did myself, but I just had to think about it, and I said, well, there's just no evidence. I mean, the Lions haven't won a game. They've come close. You can make an argument that they should have beat Seattle, and then these are all nice and fine arguments, but last week's game was a disaster. I mean, it was an absolute dumpster fire in Detroit against Arizona. It was bad. I mean, I've never seen a game like that from Detroit in a long time, since probably their own 16 days. So when I look at this football team, I just don't think they're a very good football team. And the Bears, they're doing a little bit of something, man. They're just out coaching folks right now. They're not beating teams. They're not really a better team than a lot of the teams they're playing. They're just out coaching you. And I trust the John Fox coaching staff a lot more than I do the Jim Caldwell coaching staff right now. Give me the Bears in a shootout. All right, next game, we have the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I cannot believe how many people are picking the Houston Texans to win this game. I can't believe it. Look, I've been very critical of the Jacksonville Jaguars throughout the history of mankind, and I will continue to be critical of the Jacksonville Jaguars until they prove me wrong, and they won't prove me wrong for under the Gus Bradley era probably for another 3 years before they finally get it together. But look, guys, the Houston Texans are ass, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, although they're still bad, they do have some semblance of a heartbeat and a team ball mentality. The Houston Texans are bad, they're a disaster, they're clowns, they're punks. I don't know why anyone trusts this team to go to Jacksonville and win a game. At least Blake Bortles looking like a lower tier quarterback instead of just being out of the NFL, because last year he was out of the NFL. He wasn't in the lower tier. Now he's in that lower tier. Unlike Brian Hoyer or whoever the hell they're starting. Who are they starting? I don't know. I don't care. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Houston Texans handedly. All right, next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Minnesota Vikings. The Chiefs are desperate for a win here. And a lot of people are picking the Vikings for their survivor pools and all of that. And to you, I say good luck, because I wouldn't be so sure about this. Now, with that said, I'm picking the Vikings to win this game. It's going to be close. Andy Reid is a really good football coach. He's a top 10 NFL coach right now. And although the Chiefs look like they're a bad football team, you bet that he's going to coach the hell out of them. He's going to scheme, he's going to manipulate, and he's going to put them in a hell of a position to get near to winning this game. But at the end of the day, I just can't trust this Kansas City offensive line. It's horrible. And they need to have their eyes set on an offensive tackle in the upcoming draft, because Alex Reid has been sacked 21 times. That is second most in the NFL right now. And the Vikings, they like to get after the quarterback. And that's just a mismatch that I can't give to Kansas City. But this will be close, people. I really would not pick this if you're in a survivor pool. I really wouldn't. All right, next game, you have the Washington Redskins at the New York Jets. The Jets coming off a bye week. The Jets look like a wild card team. Now, I think it's a very, I don't want to say fraudulent, because they'll make it and they'll beat teams, and that's nice. But if you're telling me the Jets are making a dynasty, I'm going to laugh. You know, the Jets, they're going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, I'm not saying they aren't, but is this going to be a long-term success module? Or is this like the Houston Texans last year? The Texans didn't make the playoffs, but in terms of, okay, one good year, but where's your quarterback? And eventually that will catch up to you. Eventually your defense just won't be as good, and your issue at quarterback will end up hurting your team. So the Jets, they'll make the playoffs and they'll beat teams. But is this going to be a long-term dynasty? Are they really Super Bowl contenders now, next year, or the year after that? Not until they get their quarterback situation fixed. But with all of this said, they're going to win this game. They're facing the Redskins. The Redskins won't be able to move the ball. They won't be able to move the ball. They'll be able to run a little bit here and there, but you just can't pick the Redskins to move the ball, to put up enough points to outscore the New York Jets. You can't do it. Unless if Ryan Fitzpatrick throws the game away, which is a possibility. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Michael Vick somehow, in some way, won that game. Good for him. His last game, his only game that he's going to win ever, probably to me, because I see the Cardinals going to Pittsburgh and winning. And Bruce Arians really wants to win this game because of some things that went down when he was in Pittsburgh. Okay, fine, Bruce. I didn't know that you need more motivation, but now that he's motivated and they're on the road, give me the Cardinals to win this game quite easily. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Tennessee Titans. Now, those of you that have been following me, you know that I love picking the Tennessee Titans. They're my favorite football team. I'm biased as hell. I'm going to continue to pick the Tennessee Titans until next week. Next week, I'm not going to pick them. They're facing the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not going to pick them next week. But this week, you're damn sure I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans to win this week. As I've said repeatedly on this channel, there is no evidence to believe that the Miami Dolphins are a good football team. The only thing they've done this year is skate by with a victory against the Washington Redskins off a Jarvis Landry punt return. That's it. They lost. Actually, they got blown out by the Buffalo Bills, got blown out by the New York Jets, and lost to someone else I can't even remember because it was so ridiculous. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Ha! So forget it. The Dolphins are a bad football team. Yes, they have Dan Campbell. This guy's a chump. He's not a head coach. And forget it. All right, so give me the Tennessee Titans to win in a blowout here. All right, yeah, the Carolina Panthers at the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, I'm still very low on the Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry, Panther fans. I had you guys going 6-10 coming into the year. I admit that was really harsh, and you guys will be better than that. But I still think you guys are kind of frauds, okay? Your schedule's been way too easy. Your passing game sucks, okay? Cam Newton's throwing for 150 yards per game. That's bad. And I understand he has no offensive line, and I understand he has no wide receivers. That's the point. That's why your passing game's bad. And now you're going to go to Seattle. Now you're going to move the ball against this secondary? No way. Give me the Seahawks all day. All right, next game, we have the San Diego Chargers at the Green Bay Packers. The Chargers, they want to avoid going 2-4. And this is what worries me with this football game. Sometimes you just gotta go a little crazy. And sometimes you have to notice some things that other people don't quite see. And here is my upset of the week, as I had the San Diego Chargers going to Green Bay and getting a big victory here. Now, this is a hell of a pick, so I have to bring multiple points here. The Packers have shown an ability, not really at home, but have shown an ability to not play as well in certain games as you would expect, okay? While the Chargers have shown an ability to do that, but also to play up to talent when they face really good teams. And, man, I just have a feeling about this one. I know this isn't very analytical or anything great evidenced here, but I just have a feeling that the Chargers, they're going to go to Green Bay, they're going to outscore Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to get this win. Maybe I'm crazy. I probably am. This is what I'm feeling. I'm rolling with it. Give me the San Diego Chargers on the road. All right, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the San Francisco 49ers. When I look at these two teams, I just had to decide this, okay? Which one at this juncture am I more likely to believe is the worst team in the NFL, or one of the worst teams in the NFL? Is it the Ravens or is it the 49ers? Because whoever loses this game by the end of the year is going to be picking top 3. Probably, at least top 5, probably top 3. So, which one of these am I more likely to believe will do that? Now, the 49ers have a better roster, okay? There's no doubt about that. The Ravens have a better coaching staff, although their defensive coordinator, Dean Pease, is a joke to me. I just can't believe that John Harbaugh and the Ravens are this bad. And they've been competing. They barely lost to Cincinnati. They barely lost to Cleveland. They barely lost to some other teams I can't forget at this moment. So, give me the Ravens to go to San Francisco and get a W. Next game, you have the New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. Give me the New England Patriots, of course. I mean, the Indianapolis Colts, I really am intrigued to see how they're going to do with their upcoming schedule. And you should be too. Tell me what you think. So, the Colts, obviously, they host the Patriots this week. I think a lot of us expect that to be a loss. So, from there, next week they host the New Orleans Saints. Now, we would say this is an easy win, and I think it will be a win. But the Saints just won in New Orleans against Atlanta. They're going to have 10 days off, so that won't be too easy. Now, will it? Then the week after that, they have to go to Carolina and face the Carolina Panthers. Then the week after that, they have to go back home in Indianapolis and face the Denver Broncos against that Broncos defense. And then the week after that, they have to go to Atlanta. I think they have a bye week. And then they have to go to Atlanta and face the Atlanta Falcons. The week after that, they host the Buccaneers. They'll win that, okay. The week after that, they have to go to Pittsburgh and face the Ben Roethlisberger Pittsburgh Steelers because he will definitely be back by then. We're talking about December now. And then the week after that, they have to go to Jacksonville, and I don't trust them to go to Jacksonville and win. So, I think the Colts are in trouble. Tell me what you think about that. Now, next game and final game, we have the Monday Night Football game between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, This is a difficult game because the NFC East is who knows, okay? And if you want to pick the home teams, you might be right doing that, but these teams can easily go to another team's place and just win. They do it all the time. But, you know, the Eagles, they just seem to be... They're, right now, what it is, the Giants are on top of the NFC East, and I have to believe, I believe that they're going to love playing this ping pong, this back and forth between each other. So just because the Giants are first place and the Eagles are behind them, I think the Eagles are going to win this game just because I believe God or whatever wants the NFC East to be so close. I can't see the Giants just pulling away with this thing. I think it's going to stay close throughout the season. So just for that, and Odell Beckham being injured, just for those two reasons, I'm picking the Eagles to win this game. And he may play, he may not. So, you know, there's uncertainty there. But just for the reason that I believe this is going to be close, and I can't see the Giants just pulling away, I can't see it, give me the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. So, obviously, my crazy pick of the week is the San Diego Chargers. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not. We'll find out. Give me a thought down in the comment section below. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.